Tell everybody where we are.
We are in the nursery for the new baby. It's a little bit of a mess. I don't know what the view is, but it is. It's rough. It's rough in here.
I think it looks great. I also haven't seen it, but I'm going to just trust everybody and say, I think this looks great. Looks better than it did about an hour ago before I started moving boxes out of here so we could actually even put a camera in here.
Well, it looks better than it did last week because we actually unboxed things and got furniture. It just had a rug.
A chair makes the room, really makes the room.
It does. This is where you're going to find me for the rest of my pregnancy.
So what is the pregnancy update on a scale of miserableness? Where are you at?
Oh, we are 9 or 10 for sure.
I mean, I'm whatever your miserable level is, I am equal. So you're right. That is a we.
I think the baby's dropped now. I don't know if you don't know what that means, but
Lower.
Doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean if it's coming or not, really. But
Well, we got to tell everyone you did take a trip to the hospital.
I know we jinxed ourselves
Last Friday.
with our last episode because we told the story about how you told everybody my water broke, and I said that could be a false alarm.
Yeah. Well, you were the problem this time with looping in your mom.
No, the problem is that I called the doctor with some symptoms that I was having, and the doctor said, well, you should just go to the hospital and get checked because they're extra cautious.
They didn't say just. They said, oh, wow, you should go to the hospital right now.
And get checked because they're extra cautious with IVF babies and geriatric pregnancies. And then I did what any wife would do. I called Mike and I said, what do you think? Should I listen to the doctor?
What answer could you possibly expect? Me to be like, nah, and then you have a baby. Where were you? You were in Target, right?
Oh, yeah, I was in Target. I was walking around.
Yeah, so why did you have a baby in Target? I guarantee it would be because Mike told me, screw the doctor. I don't need to go to the hospital even though they told me to. Do you think there's any world where I'm going to say don't go to the hospital when they tell you go to the hospital?
Well, disclaimer, the same thing happened when I was pregnant with Olivia, and I went, and then contractions stop. They give you some shots, and then you go home, and it's because of dehydration. So in my mind, I was like, I'm going to go have this happen. And by the way,
But you knew the symptoms were bad enough to call the doctor.
That visit.
We're just ignoring that. We're just going to move on. We're just going to move on. Okay, cool. Why am I even here?
That visit, though, with Olivia cost more than her actual birth. And so in my mind, I'm going, ugh.
More or less than the chair you're sitting in.
More. It costs more.
The chair costs more, I agree.
No.
Moving on.
The birth.
So you call me at Target and say, hey, and I already knew how you were feeling, but you said, I'm in Target. I called the doctor just because I wasn't really feeling well. I still have the headache and a little bit of dizziness and I'm cramping and all this stuff, right?
Contractions.
Not to give everybody all your medical information.
My medical history.
Last for the social 2219. I don't know the last four of social. I have to go into my notes app and see or wherever So you call me and you're like, what do you think I should do? And I'm like, what did the doctor say? And well, they said I should go to the hospital. I'm like, well, then go to the hospital. And I had to talk you into it.
I took it as a suggestion. You take everything that the doctors say is, this is what we're doing. I take it as we gather all the information, then we make an educated plan.
But we're not educated. You do your own research? Is that what you're trying to say?
No,
we talked about that a lot.
No, I'm not one of those people.
Tylenol baby over here.
Well, so anyways.
So you go to the hospital.
I go to the hospital.
And you went alone because I was... we have other kids.
3 kids.
And I was on Wells duty, had to get, I think Olivia was already off the bus, but had to go get Charlie.
Right.
From her bus stop.
Yeah.
So as soon as that happened, I then met you there.
Well, you had to wait for my parents to come up. And
Yeah, right. To take care of the other kids.
I texted my mom. I was like, hey, just,
You just did your like eye roll thing. You just did it. It was like I could just imagine you at 16 years old being like, I call my mom. Anytime, like, Mom, you having a seizure? I don't roll my eyes. I can't wait to see it. We're going to cut this. Finally, I'll have a clip of you just
Zoom
rolling
in
your
my
eyes.
I get a little sassier when I'm pregnant. Maybe that's the problem.
Oh, I think it's the opposite.
Oh, you think I'm
I don't
nicer?
think.
Oh,
Well, that's a different
this
question.
is a cautious
That's a different question. I would say that you have less energy to
argue.
Yeah, to roll your eyes. Give
Right.
that tude.
Yeah. Yeah.
That tude you have.
Wow.
That Charlie has.
So
That Olivia's getting.
we all know that Charlie has learned your mannerisms. Somebody commented on that on one of the videos about how it's so funny that she is picking up your mannerisms.
I don't know. Never met her. All right, so your mom, you text your mom.
I did, and I just said, "Hey, I'm going to the hospital. Just keep your phone on you," because I knew she was at work. I was like, "If something happens, we might need you to come and get the kids. If Mike has to come here, I don't think anything's gonna happen."
You knew what you were doing. You knew what the result of that is. Mary Carol's getting in the car and she's coming here immediately, and that's awesome.
And
That's
she
awesome.
brought my dad.
Yeah, but she's coming.
And she told my brothers, they all were on a group text.
I like how she put it on a group text. At least at work, I did it individually. I didn't put everyone on a group text that was like titled, Ashley's having a baby. At least I broke it down to individual people.
Yeah, thanks, Mom. So then I get all these text messages from my brothers, and
Well, and,
is the baby here? Charlie.
well,
is the
I
baby
told
here
Charlie
yet?
I was going to the hospital, and then she starts texting you and me, "Baby there yet? When's the baby coming?" And I'm like, Charlie, baby's not. We knew that. You knew that right when you got to the hospital. They basically said that, right?
Well, they said, we're going to monitor your contractions. We're going to give you some fluids because dehydration can cause contractions, and they can do some things to slow contractions too. So they just were monitoring. Baby was fine. I even told you, I was like, don't bother coming, but it's really hard for you to sit home.
I texted you and said, if I don't come and something goes wrong or you have the baby, aren't you going to be very mad? I'm going to be very mad.
Yeah.
So why would I not come? You just kept saying, do whatever you want. It's up to you. And I'm like, what's the downside of me coming there?
Well, I spent 5 hours in a room by myself, and it was very quiet. And I got to lay in the bed.
So you didn't want me to come, huh?
No, it was great. But when you came, you started talking to me, and it wasn't quiet anymore.
Well, I also started talking to the nurse. So the nurse comes in and
you're making just jokes and just being goofy and silly.
no. I say to the nurse, hey, any idea what caused this? What happened?
Is she just faking it?
And she said, I didn't say that. She said dehydration. And I looked at you and said, that's weird, Ashley. Did you not drink water? And you go, like you've been caught. Like what did you drink water that week?
I did. I drink, but water gives me heartburn. It gives me terrible heartburn.
Well, kids nowadays, the fact that you can have like a water bottle with you at all the time is very strange. These kids that are just drinking water in class, like when I was a kid. I
don't remember even using the water fountains at school. Do you?
No, because if you did, then some other kid named Tommy would come up and hit you in the back of the head or something. So like I went hours without water.
Our school even served what was it, like the slushies, the red and blue slushies at lunch.
What do you mean? What's that? What's wrong with that? Is there something wrong with that?
I wasn't drinking water at lunch either.
Oh no, me neither. We had sodas. I mean, we had like Cokes and all that.
Yeah.
But I do think that water is important.
I agree.
More and more. Do you?
I've been focusing more on my water intake lately, but
we had to get Charlie to give us the conversion of how many liters that means you actually have to drink, because the doctor said what, 2.5 liters?
No, the doctor said 5 liters, which was how many gallons?
Good, I was just testing you. Good, you're right. It is 5 liters. Right, 5 liters of water. Have you had any water today? There's a Coke behind you. Have you had any water?
Yes.
When in the shower, when you mistakenly drank some of it?
I have a bottle of water by my bed that I have drank and refilled.
For how many days has it been
just
there?
Today, and I took some heartburn medicine because it gave me heartburn.
Yeah.
The things that he doesn't have to deal with.
So we have a really expensive.
Thanks, Mom.
So we have a really expensive hospital bill because you didn't drink water.
Yes, it's
Right,
probably
that's too strong. Maybe because you didn't drink water, but drink water.
We did leave the hospital, and I said this is going to cost more than.
Do you think that's true?
Than having the baby, yeah, because we will hit our deductible.
We haven't hit our deductible this year. That can't be. We've been to the hospital twice with Wells.
I don't think we've hit our family deductible yet, though.
What the hell is our family deductible? I know we have a family. Is our family deductible? I'm afraid to know.
The individual. You should know this. I guess you've never been on a family plan before, until me.
Correct, because I did not have a family before you. That is, if I did,
there's something you need to tell
they're
me.
in San Antonio and nobody knows about them. Yeah. I've got a virtual doctor's appointment coming up soon.
Oh, you're going to talk about that?
I mean, I want to talk about...
Can I tell them the text that I sent you yesterday?
I want to talk about the lunch I went to. I want to get the parameters here. I want to talk about the lunch that I went to with the guy that told me it's the worst thing ever in the entire world. That's what I want to talk about for a couple reasons. But sure, go ahead.
So Mike and I are done having kids. We're not going to have any more kids.
I mean, you don't need me.
Ashley's body is done having children. So if we have any more children, it's going to be a surrogate.
And you don't need me for that either.
Yeah.
My work's already done here.
So he's already done. So for my
because of the IVF, we got blastocysts on the bench. We're ready to. They're ready to go in.
Waiting to be put in.
Yeah. It's third string though, because we've already used our first string and our second string, so we're down to 3. So.
They're all graded the same.
Yeah, well, I want a first round, second round draft pick. I don't know about this third round. That's really my reason.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding.
So for this entire pregnancy, I've said, Mike, why don't you get a vasectomy? Because to get your tubes tied.
I don't think you need to explain to people why the positives and the negatives.
Well, maybe because some people
some people might say to themselves, I wonder why you would need a vasectomy if you guys are doing IVF. I could see people asking that.
Well, because there's still a 1% chance, and that is bigger than I'm ready to risk.
Yeah, and we talked about how we did a whole IVF episode, and we explained that ours was sort of by choice, not completely by necessity. So we could.
It would have just taken years.
Do this. We could get pregnant. Is my point. I don't want people to be like that.
I don't know what sign language that is, but that was scary.
You like this better? Like this better?
This is turning into an R-rated podcast.
No, this is an immature rated. I just wanted to explain that, like, you can get pregnant, and we don't have that problem.
It just would take years, and because of our age,
allegedly,
it would. The doctor said that it would take years.
Oh, because of our age, yeah. So I just wanted to at least
because of my infertility stuff.
Yeah, but I just wanted to at least explain that it is still a possibility that we could get pregnant. So there are reasons to do it because of health reasons and all kinds of reasons.
Chance.
Yeah. So you've been telling me to do it for months.
It's a bigger surgery for girls to get it. If I'm not already having a C-section, which I'm not planning on that, there's no reason for me to do it because it is an abdominal surgery. So it just...
You're talking about tying your tubes.
Yes, tying my tubes.
Yeah, so
I texted Mike the other day and I said, it is a beautiful day to text your urologist and set up a vasectomy.
As if I have a urologist. Like, walking around, me and my urologist are just texting.
Best buds.
Hey man, what did you do today? Like, how was your job?
Well, and Mike has had an excuse for the last however many months because my thought process was, get it done before the baby gets here, then you're not out, being pitiful. And while I need your help with the baby, and it's just slowly gotten closer and closer and closer to time having the baby.
Yeah. So at the end of this month, I have a virtual appointment. I have to have a virtual appointment first.
Consultation.
I'm a little weirded out by that. I don't know about these angles, doctor. Can we try this? How's the light for you? Yeah. This isn't my best effort. Like, I mean, how does that go? What do I need to consultate? Do you want this? No. Why are you having the consultation? My wife's making me. There, that's it.
Not making you. You agree that it is a great choice for our family planning.
I agree. It's a great choice for family planning.
And I'm going to make him a basket with all the little things like Swedish fish that are like by sperm.
I didn't say for our family. I just said it's a great family planning choice. I just don't know if it's right for me, It's
okay. I'll hold your hand.
Well, I went to lunch the other day with somebody, and I don't know how. You know how some people you meet in the first 3 minutes, you just know they're going to tell you stuff that they're an open book.
I'm confused with how this topic came up because
Me too.
I wouldn't think that you would be sitting around lunch being like, vasectomies.
Yeah, no. No one's ever been like, Mike's the most open person in the world. He shares so much. I wish he would stop.
Well, now the internet's going to think that you share a lot.
Yeah, no. I was sharing some like, I don't know, Applebee's type restaurant chicken fingers. And the person I'm there with was like, you got kids? And I was like, yeah, I do. One on the way. And he goes, you going to get the vasectomy? Like, boom. And I was like,
right out the gates.
I'm not sure. I don't know. And I can tell you.
And then you started sweating.
As soon as he said that, my penis went inside my body. And I was just like, for the rest of it, I was just like, I'm out. Nope. And he explained to me then in graphic detail. I'm surprised he didn't show me pictures from his phone, or at least tried to, of how terrible he was. He said everyone's a liar. It's the worst thing in the world, that he was black and blue. He couldn't move. He said he couldn't do anything for weeks.
This sounds like a man cold.
Weeks.
I need people to comment that have had vasectomies and tell you that it's fine.
I don't even have a good weekend to do it. Well, I mean, I don't think I'm looking at doing it probably till March. Like, I don't think that's...
Why?
What's with, again, still counting on your fingers?
Well, yeah, I wanted
What are you counting to? What were you just...
From now until March. Why do you think it's going to take that long?
Well, because we can't do it in November, I don't think. Because I'm not going to schedule it for November and then, be two of us can't pick up a baby or do something. I don't know.
Everything I've read, you're only down for like a day or two. I think you'll be fine. I don't think it's like a week-long process.
Easy for you to say.
How many children have I birthed?
You know what you're getting into. I finally got to say it and it worked. You know what you were getting into. That's what you say to me all the time. You knew what you were getting into. Why are you complaining? You knew what you were getting into. You should not be able to complain once. I don't know what I'm getting into. I don't know what I'm getting into, and I'm very scared. It's just an uncomfortable place too.
I know it's scary. I can understand.
Was that one of those times when you were being genuine, but I hate how genuine that is.
Yeah, I was being genuine. Yeah, I understand. That's a scary
I don't appreciate this. I want you to be angry with me or mad, but the problem is we'd have to be mad at you. Because you are the object of my anger.
I'm not angry. I'm very excited for this procedure for you, but I can understand how it's scary and how you're worried and how...
All I'm hearing is that this is condescending, but I know it's not. But I just want to take it as condescending because I want to be angry. Other people pick great weekends to do it. Like March Madness, the opening weekend of...
That's why you want to do it in March?
God, yeah. Some people do it, like even I could settle for Super Bowl Sunday. That's a good weekend. Or... I don't know. There's got to be something. Like, I don't want to be downstairs with and everybody's like, what's Mike doing? And I'm like,
I'm gonna, the children will go to grandparents that weekend. Yeah. I'll give you some quiet time.
Okay.
The dogs, I can board them or have somebody watch them or keep them away from you so they don't jump on you.
None of this is going to happen in reality. None of this is going to happen in reality.
Well,
all right, let's stop talking about this.
We'll take care of you.
Let's stop talking about this.
You're already sweating.
Yeah. This is I'm uncomfortable for the topic, but I'm also uncomfortable because I'm sitting in an 8-year-old's desk chair while you're sitting in that. What were we going to talk about with Charlie in school? Oh, yeah. So other than baby stuff, we also have school stuff. I've talked about on here how we have been learning 6th grade stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's been a really long week this week too because 2 of our kids are on fall break. One of them is not on fall break because she goes to school that's not in the school district. So we've had a lot of little people here, a lot going on.
I'm so sick of them. I'm so sick of them this week. I'm so sick of them.
We usually go on vacation. So even when we're sick of them, we're in a nice, pretty spot. Because it's fall break, but we did not because I'm too pregnant to really go anywhere. And
thanks a lot, Ashley.
It's all my fault.
Last night Charlie did her Charlie thing where she says, "Hey, I need you to sign something." Now, when we were kids, signing something, if you had to sign a test, you were in trouble.
Right.
But now parents have to be involved in care. And
everything has to be signed, even if it's a good grade on a test. It just has to be signed and returned, and so
stupid.
I can't, what was I doing during this? Oh, I was helping her with something else. I had to watch a presentation that she put on and then take a quiz.
She failed.
Did I fail it?
No, I don't know.
Did you look at my answers?
I don't know.
So I was doing that. So Mike was actually working with the girls or working with Charlie.
Well, Charlie set me up. You can feel it. So like hours before, she goes, "Oh, hey, I need you to sign something." And I'm like, "Okay, bring it up." She goes, she looks at me, literally. She goes, "I'm on a FaceTime right now." And I was like, "You just asked me or told me you need me to sign something." And then I said, "Sure, bring it here." And you said, "I'm on FaceTime?"
Mm-hmm.
Like, with who? And she goes, "My friends." I'm going to throw your phone into the pool one day. I'm
making new friends.
I'm going to throw her phone into the pool one day.
We pay for that phone, so please don't.
You know what? I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
It's worth it.
Yeah. So she then like 2 other times mentions, "Hey, I need you to sign something." And then after dinner, she brings it up and says, "Hey, can you sign this?" And I'm looking at it and she goes, "Oh, no, you just sign it." And I'm like, well, I'm going to read it first, Charlie. And page 1 is like, "I will do better on the next test in these ways. I got many mistakes because they were careless." But it was like a form that the teacher has apparently every student fill out. And first thing is, "I will do better by this." And it has a checklist. Like, how did you study? It's like a whole thing. So I'm reading it. And Charlie's just like, "No, just sign it." And I'm like, "Well, what are you supposed to do here?" And then she explains it. And I'm like, "Oh, this is like a whole thing. You're supposed to go back and correct your test or whatever. And you're doing her made-up quiz for you in a different subject. I'm going through these problems or these changes she's make for a test, and she needs Post-it notes. I don't have any Post-it notes.
You were walking around the house looking for Post-it notes.
Yeah, so while I'm looking at this test, the answers, and you're doing your test that Charlie has had to give you a parent for class, which, look, if there's any teachers out there, you should not require parents to participate in homework. Like, if we want to, cool, but don't make a kid go test a parent and give them a test. That's ridiculous. But anyway.
It was really impressive, though. The video that she made, I was blown away that a 6th grader could do that. I was so impressed, and it made me proud of her.
Until she dropped the... Here we are. Both of us. Working hard for her homework. Helping her.
Well, I think you were correcting something. Like, I think you were trying to lead her to the right answer.
I was trying to tell her that if the teacher says you need to take Post-it notes and put them on your test and write the correct answers, then you need to take Post-it notes and put them on your test and write the correct answer. And what Charlie does is it's a slow drip of information. So I was like, what are the instructions? She goes, "Oh, I just have to, write what I don't know."
You just have to sign this.
Well, that's where it started. Then it was, I got to write what I don't know. Then it's, I have to write corrections. Oh, where are you supposed to write the corrections? Oh, on Post-it notes. Okay, that's weird. I don't think we have Post-it notes around. Oh, well, no, we got Post-it notes the first day of class. They're just in my locker. I forgot to bring them home. Oh, okay, hold on, Charlie. So you got a test back. You need a parent to sign it, and you're supposed to correct it yourself with Post-it notes that the teacher gave you. But that took us 3 hours to get to. And she goes, "Yeah." So you then decide you're going to get Post-it notes. And I don't know what you said as you were getting up. And maybe it was just like maybe that was the sound. I don't know.
It probably was just that sound.
But Charlie mumbles under her breath, "It's my homework, not your homework." Oh, I know. I don't want to be doing any of your homework.
All I heard was Mike go, "What?"
You were up the stairs. I guess you had already gotten up the stairs, and then you said something like, "I'll go find the Post-it notes," which I think was really a dig at me.
Well, because you had taken my Post-it notes recently from a place that I had them. So yes, it was a dig at you. I don't know why you took them. You go in my closet and you just take
sure this wasn't a dream?
I'm positive.
You see how you paused? There are times when you have dreams and then you're like, "You did this." And I'm like, "No, I actually didn't."
Well, I think what she was mad about is I said, "You need to do it on Post-it notes." And she said, "No, I'll do it on a piece of paper, or I'll do it in the morning at school." And I said, "No, it's homework. We're going to do it now. I will get you Post-it notes. I will go find them." Because Mike had already been walking around looking for them,
Where were they?
In my closet.
Why would you have Post-it notes in a closed closet?
I have a lot of things in my closet.
That didn't occur to me to look there. didn't occur to me to look.
And so then she said that under her breath, which I was already up the stairs. I'm not coming back down to take care of that. So luckily you did your dad voice and you said, what did you say?
I just said, what did you say? And she said nothing. And I said, I heard what you said. And then I just let it go. Let it go.
It wasn't the battle that we needed.
Yeah, right.
You got to pick and choose your battles. You've learned that. You did not always know that.
You know, speaking of picking and choosing our battles, and you being in dreams and getting mad at me, there was a time recently, very recently, another exciting thing that happened. Another exciting thing that happened in our house is that we had an alarm go off, and then the fire truck, the firefighters came to our house. And why don't you tell everybody how you conjured up that I did this? So this did really happen.
Yeah.
What was it? Last Thursday.
Yes.
So a week ago. Yeah, last week. We had an alarm go off, a smoke detector go off in our house. And the story goes, I got home.
Oh, wait, let me tell this because I feel like
you were asleep. How can you tell a story when you were asleep?
You're sugarcoating it.
You were asleep. I'll tell my version. You tell your version. Okay.
Because your version is going to go in your favor.
No.
It should not go in your favor.
I'll tell my version. You tell yours. Okay. We'll go up to the point of the alarm company hanging up on me.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I get home Thursday night. I was hanging out with friends. I get home. I come in the door. We use the side door. We don't really use our front door. All's good. I go upstairs, I take my clothes off, I put on what I'm going to sleep in. Bunker, one of our dogs, needs to go to the bathroom. I bring Bunker downstairs, we go out to the patio, and when I open the patio door, an alarm goes off. It's not an alarm for like security, it's a smoke detector alarm, goes off at the original door where I walked in, which makes no sense. Alarm people call me. Why they call me, I have no idea. Should have called you. They call me and they ask me for the password, which you didn't know either. And I don't know it. And I'm afraid to give them the wrong one. And so I said to the lady, I was negotiating with her. I was like, is it a word?
Very well.
Is it a word? Is it numbers? And she's like, it could be letters and numbers. And I'm like, is it one word, 2 words? She goes, sir, I can't tell you. And I was like, I just don't want to get it wrong. Look, we don't have a fire here. And she goes, well, what's the password? And I say, whatever I said, I don't even know. And all she says is, that is not the password. Thank you. And hangs up. And I'm like, what? And I look at you and I'm like, I think you're up by this point. And I'm like, everybody's up because the alarm's going off. And I look at you and I go, fire department's coming. And then we both called back trying to convince them to call the fire department and tell them not to come. And the fire department still came. And we have video of this.
Yes.
Well, this is my version of the story. And that is the story. There's no, now.
What I think happened is that he came home and it was about midnight. It was right before midnight. He had been out with friends.
I'm a grown-ass man. I'm a grown-ass man.
Which is fine. Yes, a grown-ass man that's getting a vasectomy. And he...
I'm not a grown-ass man. I don't want to. Please, no.
Oh, little boy. Anyways, he came home and my first thought is I knew the second that the fire alarm went off that it was a false alarm. Because I could come out of our room and see where it was saying, because on my phone I got an alert saying that it was like the mud room fire alarm was going off and there was no smoke there. So I knew it was false. I think he came home and because he smelled like cigar smoke from being in a cigar bar, that it set off the alarm.
This is ridiculous.
And then
ridiculous.
And then all of our kids somehow well slept through it, but the girls both run up the stairs.
I didn't think Olivia woke up.
They both did. They were terrified, crying, and I was like, it's fine. Mike just set off the alarm. Yeah. That's exactly what I said.
And you were angry
I was so angry.
A day.
You can see our alarm system has a sense of humor because when you go and you turn it off, like I typed in the code, there's a picture of the two of us, and I am angry. Because I had a long day. I think I had makeup on. I had slept in my makeup.
I'll tell you, you got downstairs with that alarm incredibly quickly, yes. Given what's going on.
I think I pulled a muscle in my stomach. And Mike's behind me on the phone with the lady, like just looking distraught, like so upset.
Oh, I know how in trouble I am. Oh, I'm like, ma'am, I have an angry pregnant wife. Please, like, I just tell me the code. whatever. Like,
he's in his underwear.
Cough if I tell you the right code. Like,
Right.
Don't help me.
So it takes a picture of us as I'm typing in the code. So I get the alarm stopped, and then we're dealing with the lady. She hangs up on him. We call the alarm system again. They say, oh, you have to call the after hours. We call after hours because we're just trying to get the fire department not to come on our street and be really loud and wake up the baby that did not, for some reason, wake up. We call them and they say, no, this is the wrong number. It was just a fiasco. And finally I look at Mike and I said, you deal with the firefighters.
Oh, we could hear him. I could hear him coming down.
And I went upstairs.
Hear him in the distance. They did turn off the siren when they got close to the house. I appreciate that.
I said, you deal with it. And the girls had gone back to bed and I went upstairs and I laid back down. And the next day I watched the video of him walking outside in his underwear doing this. Sorry, guys.
It's like, sorry. Sorry.
Exactly.
Go back.
But they
go
did
back.
have
No
their
fire.
lights on, so all you could see, and I'm like, I'm sure I'm going to get a text from one of our neighbors. Saying
I wonder if we're going to get a bill. I wonder if we're going to get a bill.
So in the city of Atlanta, you have to register your alarm.
Tell me more.
You didn't know this?
No.
Oh, because I registered it.
Right, because
it's another one of those utilities that I took care
Right,
of.
you are the utility person. Where you're proving my case. You are utilities. So when we didn't pay our water bill,
It was my fault. No, so I've had alarm systems in other counties and cities, and I've never had to do this, but the city of Atlanta makes you register your alarm. I think you pay a fee, and then you get like 1 or 2 false alarms a year. And then if you go over that number, you have to pay a fee, which I understand.
I might have to go back and like remake a short here because I talked about this earlier.
Well, I think I have a paper somewhere, but you have to pay a fee if you have a false alarm after.
Next time, do I have to start a little fire in the mudroom and be like, hey guys, this is where the fire is, put it out. Like, does that count?
No, I don't know, but we have got, I mean, it's like a $25.
Oh, I thought it'd be thousands of dollars.
No, I think it goes up the more that you have. But it was something new because we did, when we first got our alarm system, we had it happen. And we had to pay the fee, and I understand you were wasting their time. It was a false alarm. They're needed somewhere else.
I've got a question for you.
They were not needed at our house that night.
Well, here's my question about like emergency services. So let's imagine that a couple weeks ago, we had 2 cars in the shop. 2 different cars for 2 different reasons, 2 different places.
Neither one of them belonged to me.
Okay, well, I was trying to skirt by the fact that they all
kidding.
belong to all of us.
You're right.
But wow, that's a way to call me out there. So anyway, well, let's imagine that we don't have access to a car for some reason, and you start going into labor.
Right.
Here's my question: do you want an Uber, or do you want an ambulance?
Uber.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
No hesitation.
Yeah, it depends on the severity, and I think you will know, like
if your water breaks and the baby isn't coming out, but like this is happening soonish, we go in Uber or ambulance?
I would look to see the time frames because sometimes Ubers are like, we'll be there in 20 minutes,
but
if an Uber is 5 minutes away,
but you can't look and be like, how long is the ambulance? There's no ambulance app that I know of.
No, yeah,
that'd be cool.
I still don't want an ambulance ride.
Why not?
Because what if it's false labor?
So it's just worry and nervousness.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
That's an interesting question.
That's the only other question I have for you today. I think is I got 2 for you.
Okay.
Let's go with the one where we disagree with, and then we'll end on something that you and I feel passionately about, and will bring us and the people together.
You already know the answer to these questions?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I believe there are 2 things that make people a certified like sociopath. One is if you have read receipts on your text messages.
Oh, okay.
Right? Agree?
I don't know if I agree with that, but if you're an adult, it's a little weird. We did turn them on for Charlie because I like to know if she reads my text messages, if she's ignoring me on purpose or.
Yeah, I know she is, but I don't want to see another. You're right. For adult to adult, I don't want to see that you read my text message. That gives me too much information. You're a sociopath. Second reason, if you reheat pizza in the microwave, sociopath. How do you reheat your pizza, Ashley?
In the microwave.
That is so disgusting.
Says the man who leaves the pizza out overnight and then eats it.
Yeah, because I don't like cold
and then
pizza. So if it just doesn't get
stomach is upset.
if it just doesn't get cold, it's not cold pizza. I either go oven or I go frying pan. Those are the two ways.
As long as it's day old and has been sitting out.
So that's when it's good.
That's when you know the bacteria
It's aged cheddar on that pizza.
It's aged appropriately.
Well, I'll leave on this. I guess the last thing I'll say, I don't know what else you have to say, is that I think we can at least agree, because I'm so hungry. This is where the food thing came from. I am starving right now.
Mm-hmm.
We can both agree that brunch is terrible.
Oh yeah, we're not a brunch family. Some people love brunch. I love mimosas. Can't drink them right now, but I do love those. But I don't like brunch. I don't like going to a place and wanting a burger and all they have are like egg burgers. That's true.
I know.
Or like egg tacos,
But our kids love brunch.
They do.
They're like, let's go to brunch. And I'm like looking online to find where's not a brunch place.
Yeah. I like breakfast. Like Waffle House, I'll go give me some waffles.
No.
But I don't want the in between. I don't like that.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to share with people?
We haven't talked much about anything lawyer.
Yeah, I just did that all morning. I just talked all morning about law stuff.
Oh, you don't want to talk about yourself?
I filmed some ads the other day with We Got a Teleprompter. So if you think that all of my videos have been me talking to a teleprompter for years, no. We just bought a teleprompter like, I don't know, a week or two ago. We just started using it.
That's exciting. You've used one before though when you were on Fox, right? That's exciting.
I mean,
That's fun. I want to go play with that.
I wish I could dig up. There's a video from, and I only know the day because it was my birthday, July 23rd. And I only know the day is because this is when I was an intern at Fox. I started as an intern, then was a guest booker, and then I was an associate producer. When I was an intern that summer, I convinced them, this guy named Mike and I wish I remembered Mike's last name. It'll come to me at some point. But this guy named Mike liked me, wasn't even in my department, but like we got along. And I convinced him to let me read the Fox News update at the top and bottom of the hour. And I remember it was on July 24th because it was the day of my birthday and then it rolled over to midnight. I stayed till like 2 or 3 in the morning. They let me do it. And there's a video of it. Like I have it somewhere. Are
you any good?
I think I'm pretty good. I look like
you're 12.
Yeah, and I think there's some sun in my hair potentially.
Is that when you had the shaggier hairstyle?
It wasn't shaggy, but it was definitely, there was a bit of orange. I used to be able to find it. Let's see. Well, I'm supposed to talk about the law part of this podcast. Yeah. So, we bought a teleprompter and we made some ads for the first time ever. And
you practiced them on me. You said, does this make sense? Does this sound stupid?
Now you're giving away my secrets.
Huh?
Now you're giving everyone away my secrets. I run everything by you. Here we go. July 24th, 2006. Look at that. Haven't aged a day.
I hadn't even gone to college at that point.
Okay. I was in college during this. I still have that tie. Maybe I'll wear that tie
next time.
The next time that I do this. But yeah.
Oh, you look like a baby.
This is Michael Rafey, and this is your Fox News update.
People always find it funny that you interned at Fox.
It's a different world back then. It was fair and balanced. I literally, on my first day, they gave us some swag. And one of the things was a T-shirt, and on the arm it said "fair and balanced" because they used to say Fox News fair and balanced. Don't say that shit anymore. they literally just dropped it and were like, we're going to be a conservative news outlet. But that was that was after my time. Well, after my time. Mm-hmm. So anyway, we're filming the ads. We got a teleprompter. I'm excited to run the ads. We've never run like ads. If the state bar is watching, I don't think the videos that I do on a daily basis are ads. They are educational content, and I don't ever tell anyone to hire me, which is true.
That must be a Georgia rule. It's
a rule. Like in some places, you have to, submit your ads to the state bar and have them okay them.
Are you talking about some places like in different states, or are you talking about in Georgia?
In different states.
Because these are things that you've learned very recently.
Yeah, well, I mean, we handle cases all over the country, and so at some point we were like, we should probably market all over the country. Like, why don't we do that? And nobody had a good answer to that. So we are going to / are starting that. So we've learned a lot of the different rules in the different states for advertising. You know, in some states you have to save your ads. Some states you have pre-approval, some states whatever. And we're kind of going through that. And that's where the teleprompter comes in, because I've had to make sure that I say exactly what I'm supposed to say. And even using the teleprompter, I'd read it 2 or 3 times. And we were doing some of them, 1 shot, 2 shots done.
You still kind of veer off of what you're
saying. I'm midway through the teleprompter script and I'm like, well, that's why this is a and I'm like, oh, I can't say that in an ad. You know, like, just can't do that.
I can see that.
Yeah.
This is why you don't write down your speeches.
Like, stupid, get back into, yeah.
That's the ADHD coming out. Just
that's I don't know, that's a lack of control. That's what that is. Other stuff that's going on in the lawyer world, I guess.
Somebody said on one of the podcast that you should teach an LSAT course, that they would definitely take it from you. And surprisingly enough, you have taught in LSAT.
Yeah.
Right?
The LSAT is the law school admissions test. It's probably the most important thing
throughout the country, not just in Georgia.
Some schools say you don't have to take the LSAT; you can get in without it. Yeah, that's like schools who say you don't have to take the ACT or the SAT. Like they're judging you. Like they're judging you.
Are you judging them?
100%. Take the test. It's a beatable test. And that's what bugs me about Charlie, is I taught for Kaplan, which is one of the test prep companies, when I was in law school. And I used to drive from Athens to Clemson. I taught a Clemson class.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you taught it in Athens.
No. Okay. No, I made more money driving to Clemson because you got paid door to door. So I would drive to Clemson. I'd drive back, or I'd go hang out with somebody or whatever, you know. And I had better income than people teaching in Athens, because you only got paid. Let's say the class was 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You would get 2 hours for the class at whatever rate, and then you get a lower rate for prep time.
Yeah.
Well, I got the same rate for the whole thing because I was willing to drive, because Clemson does not have a law school. The law schools in South Carolina are in Columbia or in Charleston. Mm-hmm. So there's no law school that way west. So Clemson doesn't have access to, somebody who's in law school who's recently taken the LSAT and can teach it.
They need people.
When I was in college, I taught the SAT. I taught the GRE once. That was terrible. I didn't like that. But no, I don't want to do that ever again. I deal with a 6th grader right now where I'm like, don't you see the pattern in the test? Like,
no.
Or, Charlie, there's only 3 options here. Like, let's talk about the question types. No interest.
She's keeping you very humble.
Yeah, she's too smart for her own good. So just like, don't you see, like, it can't be like, she had one question that was all of the above. And I was like, but it can't be all the above. Here's why. We already know this. Or last night when we're going through, she had to read a diagram and some evidence in a science class. She had to read this experiment that they supposedly did.
I must have been looking for sticky notes at this point.
Well, I was like, cover the answers and take a guess before you answer, which literally is a Kaplan LSAT strategy. Like, cover the answers and what is your guess, and then see if you can find your guess, because it's probably going to be right. And she was like, no, I want to look at the answers. And I'm like, no. And she's like pulling my hand off. I'm like, no, don't do it. Mm-hmm. So I don't ever teach your kids.
Mike can't teach an LSAT class because he's in 6th grade hell right now, teaching a kid how to study. You had recently your law firm had a day off because your law firm celebrates federal holidays.
Sort of.
What do you mean, sort of?
It was actually a flex day, I later learned.
Oh, okay. What does that mean?
So we've got
a flex day at your law firm?
Yeah.
Oh, and you didn't know that?
Well, everyone used the flex day as their holiday.
Oh, okay.
So there are 2 holiday-ish days on the calendar that we plan are going to be off days, but if you want to work that day and kind of bank that day for a later vacation or something, you can do that.
Oh, that's nice.
I know. I thought of it myself. So
that's a really nice
this year, everybody used the Monday that was formerly Columbus Day.
It's Indigenous Peoples Day.
Yep. Do you want to hear a crazy Columbus thing? Like a crazy thing?
Okay.
All right. So Columbus is on like his 3rd or 4th voyage. And by this point, he's already planted a ton of Spanish flags, and they've been, controlling areas for a long time, to the point where they have like government set up. So Columbus sails over to wherever. I don't remember where he was, but he sails over and he needs to then sail back, but he doesn't have enough supplies. So what Columbus does is he asks the natives and says, hey, can I have some of your surplus? But they don't have any surplus, so they can't give him any food. So he says to these people, And Columbus knew at the time, like we knew when eclipses happened. Columbus says, if you don't give me what I want, my God, who's way more powerful than your God, is going to come and block the sun.
Okay.
Week later, Columbus knew there was going to be an eclipse. Week later, that happens. Columbus then steals all their food and sails back.
And what are your sources for this?
Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's true. It's got to be true. He said it. It's true.
Well, what made me think of
Amen.
that is what made me think of your office having that day off is one, you didn't know that.
I didn't know that was a holiday. I didn't know, like, I didn't know. I worked. I didn't know that was a holiday.
You were like, nobody's here. But then also we joke around about Charlie and her school because she's on a completely different schedule. She is off on so many different days. And most recently, she's been off for a couple of Jewish holidays.
She goes to a school that is not associated with a specific religion, but it's a
non-denominational.
But it's a non-denominational Christian-based school. What are we doing? What are we doing? Like, I don't care that they have the day off. Like, that's great. One guy I used to work with, is I think he would call himself a traditional or conservative Jew in terms of like what rules they followed and all that. So, a little bit more on the strict side. And, he took a lot of holidays and, sometimes we'd be like, you're out on Tuesdays, another holiday, and that's normal. I have no problem with any holidays, but it just doesnn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense at all. It makes no sense.
Well, and even Charlie, when we were telling her, she was like, why am I out today? We said, well, it's this Jewish holiday. She goes, is it a Jewish school?
Well, and then, what religion did Charlie say she is?
So I said, no, it's not a Jewish school. It's a Christian school. And I said, she just goes, well, she was like, okay. She was like, because we're Christian. And I was like, yes.
Keep in mind, the school has chapel. So like the idea that Charlie's like, what are we doing here at this thing?
Yes. And then we said, well,
we didn't say. We did not say this.
What denomination do you think
you said this? Yeah.
And she goes, I'm a pescatarian.
What's that? That doesn't eat fish, right? Is that what it is? Yeah.
It's a vegetarian that doesn't eat.
And I was like, you eat salmon.
And so then we had to explain, no, you're a Presbyterian.
I don't agree with that.
Why?
I don't agree with that. Since I've known you, you've told me I'm Presbyterian, I'm Methodist, I'm spiritual but not religious.
Oh, no, I've never said that. You have said you're spiritual but not religious.
I'm not any of those things, religious. But you okay.
I am 100% religious.
What religion are you?
I flutter between Presbyterian and Methodist. And
what's the difference?
It's how the church is run. It's not.
There's no belief, no difference in beliefs?
They are actually so similar.
There's no difference at all.
Google it right now. I promise you, it's just how the church process is run. God, I hope I'm right.
You have no idea. You have no idea.
I'm like 90. I'm not good with statistics or percentages, but 90% sure that it's just
difference between Presbyterians and Methodists. There's no ideological differences. I don't believe that. All right, here we go. This is all history. I don't care about history. Let's see. All right, so there's a difference in church governance. You're correct. Theology. Here we go. Yeah, there's some differences.
Are big differences?
I mean, I don't want to be the one I don't want to be the one explaining your two religions to the world. Maybe you should.
Let me explain this. So my mom's side of the family is Presbyterian. My dad's side of the family is Methodist. And so I've grown up going to both types of churches. And the girls predominantly have also grown up going to a Methodist church and then more recently a Presbyterian church.
What's the difference between Methodists and Presbyterians, according to this source, when it comes to baptisms?
I think, isn't Presbyterian a little bit closer to like the Catholic style versus
the style? They wear different garments and they sing different hymns. And he will raise you up on eagle's wings.
You're gonna get hit by lightning in a minute.
He's got the whole world in his hands. This is what I sing. This is what I sing to Wells. I don't know any nursery rhymes. I would fail the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in like $100 thing because they go nursery rhymes. So according to this, here's an example. Presbyterians emphasize baptism as a sign of God's covenant. often baptizing infants. Methodists baptize infants, but emphasize God's grace extended to all, and it's a personal confirmation of faith is later encouraged. Those are pretty big differences.
That makes sense.
What makes sense about that?
From what I've seen, it makes sense as far as
From what I've seen, where
in church.
Let's do a deposition.
So,
where have you seen this, ma'am? When?
We don't go to church
With who?
very often because Mike's got a whole lot going on.
I am totally fine going to church. I just don't. It makes me uncomfortable.
He grew up as a Catholic. He went to
Catholic
school.
I am Catholic.
Okay, he is Catholic, but he's
part of being a
spiritual.
Catholic is not being a Catholic at some point in your life. So I'm firmly a Catholic. That's how this works.
One of the first times
I can Google that and I can show you that answer if you want.
One of the first times we went to church, I took him to a Presbyterian church, which is, we're kind of relaxed. And I love this church. We go in, they give the girls.
It's where Wells goes to school now.
No, that was not. No, I know that all churches that aren't Catholic churches look the same to you.
They're all red brick.
But no, that was not the same one.
Oh, it's where we pick Charlie up at the bus stop.
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay, I know where to go. I didn't know where we went to church. Those are two churches.
They are two churches and different denominations, but they look similar.
What are the differences? What denominations are they? One's Presbyterian. What's the other one?
I think one may be, I don't know.
Methodist, same thing?
No, it's not Methodist.
Same thing?
It's not Methodist. I don't know. But anyways, back to my story. We go in, they hand the girls these little fidget bags that have like crayons. It's perfect. It's wonderful. And what happens during our church services is you go to church, you sit, everybody in the congregation together, and then they take the kids up and they do like a little children's service, and they take the kids to go play, which Olivia loves. Charlie never does that. And at that time, we only had Olivia and Charlie. But we are sitting there after the kids' service. Some of the kids have gone. Some decided to stay with the parents. And Mike starts to like have a panic attack.
That's not true. What do you mean a panic attack?
You were sweating. You were turning around because there's a kid behind us that's playing a little bit too loudly with his fidget toys while the sermon is going on. And Mike was like, that kid is going to get hit. Somebody is going to come get that kid. Like whispering to me.
I didn't say that kid's going to get hit.
I'm pretty sure
I probably said that kid's going to get into trouble.
No, you said that preacher is going to come and smack that kid.
I mean, if it's a Catholic church, it might be worse.
See?
Which is one of the reasons that I stopped.
And it's totally normal. I was like, they gave
Oh
fidget
no,
bags.
you're silent. You respect stand, sit, kneel, sing, stand, sit, kneel, sing. I mean, like you do not.
Mike was sweating. He was worried for that kid behind us.
Yeah, like I'm so used to a priest who doesn't share the same life experiences as me because he doesn't have, he's not married, doesn't have children, takes a vow of poverty, and, doesn't hold any other job other than being a priest, which is a noble thing, no doubt. But, I'm much more used to listening to a priest give a homily about things that don't concern me. I leave and go, that was stupid. Why'd I do that? But that's what I'm used to. And that's what makes me feel comfortable, as opposed to, I think at that church, they even said the word sex. They said sex during
and it was
the
female
sermon, and I have no problem with that. Actually, I have a problem with the Catholic Church, the lack of female leadership and so on. But she said sex, and I was like, oh my God, we're gonna burn. We got to get out of here. It was like, where's the fire department then? Like, that's when they should be coming. We are burning. We said sex in church.
Mike was ready to run out of there. I have never seen you so fidgety. Look, you're getting fidgety right now. Why are you breaking out in hives?
Yeah. I'm just thinking of this kid, Sean Warren, that I went to 6th, 7th, and 8th grade with, one of the funniest people I've ever met. And who's 6', 7? And he, God, kids. And Sean would, at certain point during, when they're kind of going through the Eucharist traditions, when they're breaking bread and priest is doing this up on the altar, they ring bells twice. Mm-hmm. So somebody shakes bells, and every time they used to ring bells when we would have school mass and stuff, Sean, who I don't know, I was ended up sitting next to him, would go. And then they'd ring him again and he'd look around and I would burst out laughing and I would get into so much trouble. Everybody would. And Sean would be the only one that didn't get into trouble,
That's
making us all
nervous.
laugh. Yeah, I'm like, that kid's they're going to come after me next.
It brought back some
Right.
memories.
All right, I'm going to go... we go hyperventilate in a bag now.
Smoke a cigar.
I'll tell everybody a fun little tidbit. If you Google Holy Cross, Rumson, New Jersey, that's where I grew up, and then you Google and add on Father Hughes.
What is it going to pull up?
Yeah, you get articles about. Oh, he passed away. I didn't know that. The one I'm thinking you should read is The Pastor and the Missing Money. Priest in Rumson stole at least ... It was millions of dollars, I'm pretty sure. So that was my priest. And I remember as a kid saying to my parents, like, why does Father Hughes always drive a new Mercedes? And, like one of those big, like 1990s sedans. No, he not only was he stealing money, he was stealing money because he had a secret family and kids and like he was going on trips and he had a whole nother life.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's my issues with the Catholic Church is that I grew up and my priest is doing stuff he shouldn't do. The Catholic sex scandal, the priest child molestation scandal really affected me in the sense that, thankfully it didn't affect me personally, but it affected me in the sense that like, that's going on in the community that, that I grew up in and that everybody was around. Cause in New Jersey, for the most part, you're Catholic, you're Jewish, you're nothing. Like those are the options. No, really. Like, I don't know those are the options. It's not down here where you have Methodist, and don't get me wrong, my dad's a Methodist, but there's Methodists and Presbyterians.
I didn't know anybody that was Catholic until I went to college.
Yeah. I mean, the overwhelming majority of people are Catholic, Jewish, or nothing in the Northeast for the most part, at least in New Jersey where I grew up. And here there's, 90 different
Southern
flavors.
Baptist.
Yeah. Like what kind of barbecue sauce do you want? I mean, it's the same kind of thing. But the gripes that I have with the Catholic religion, the fact that services are so outdated that you don't actually connect with the priest and that I don't think you learn much, or that the music has never been updated. God forbid there be a band. That I complain about that stuff. But then you drop me into a place where the priest is talking about, or whatever pastor is talking about sex. We're talking about something that matters. And there's kids allowed to the fidget toys. They're allowed to actually hear and listen, and it's welcoming and open, and they have a band. And I'm like, what is this place? I gotta leave. This is so weird.
Well, and you're getting text messages from your group chat saying that, the church is going to get struck by lightning because you're in there. That happened. You don't even deny or argue.
I mean, it's a joke amongst guys. That's a joke amongst guys. I would say the same thing to all of them. All of them. All right. Well, Jesus be with you.